Hi everyone, Gav from Gav Tarantulas, and thanks very much for joining me today. Today's video is about breeding. I've paired up one together, but this one goes completely the wrong way. So I couldn't intervene, and as the title says in there, the male perished. I could have separated straight away, but because of how graphic and savage the attack was, he would have just died slowly and in pain. So I left him in there to do the natural thing, and obviously she did what she did. But I will say that pokies that I'm breeding at the minute, so much easier, just in and out. They have the reputation of they can cannibalise the male, but really placid laying in. I've got an OBT still in there with the female, doing absolutely fine. But Grammostola pulchripes, which this one is, the Choco Goldeny, I got the mature male from a friend, Katie, and I was very happy with that, but also gutted at the same time that he was all ready, did sperm web, did all the drumming and everything, because I kept his enclosure next to her. She did some drumming, so she was interested, so I started to put them together. But some of the males, she put them in, they know what to do straight away. This one sort of didn't. Once he was in there, he just sort of froze for a while and time lapsed, and I didn't manage to get a lot of footage of like drumming because I was too worried about what he was doing, because he would move quite quickly over to her, so I had to keep my eye on him. But as you'll see in a minute when we get into that, it is graphic. If you are squeamish or you don't like anything like this, then please, don't watch. I'll put a little disclaimer up there again just before it happens, just so you can see that in there. But thanks very much for all those that subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate that. For all those that are new to the channel, welcome. And don't forget to hit that subscribe and the bell icon to see future videos. But that was enough of me talking. Let's get on with this.
Render full start.
Okay, so here's the mature male that I've got from a friend, Katie, and I put it back in this tub she gave me so I could transport it into the enclosure in front, as you can see where the female is, as it's going to be a bit easier. So good looking male, looks all decent size as well. So here's the quick look at the female, and she's been fed like super fed. I fed her so much before this, and she is a lot chunky. She doesn't look it there, but you will see that when they're both together. So I managed to get him out because he was just being a little bit difficult, so I managed to get him on the lid, and then we're going to go and put him in. So I'll just give you a quick look at him there. So absolutely beautiful coloration on these, really nice. So he's a decent size as well, so I was quite surprised. He's just not as chunky as a female, but very good size. So put him in on the lid, and then we'll just see what happens. So we normally give him a bit of time. You don't want to push them in. He's got to make his own way in, but I cut it for quite a while through this video because he sits here for I think 15 minutes before even doing anything, then moves slowly, starts drumming on the lid, which I didn't capture, and then another bit of time has gone to this position, and he sits there again for a numerous amount of time, so I've had to cut it again. And then this is about 20 minutes again. He has done some drumming, but now he's aware that she's there. She's come up a bit more, so he's just staying still. So I'm going to cut again now because a lot more time passes again. Beautiful to see both of them like this though. Trying to see if I catch any of the drumming, but I don't think I do. No, so he's just done some, but I missed because I had to readjust the camera, and he's put his foot on top of her. She still hasn't moved, so they're fully aware that each of them are there. So we're getting near the actual moment now, so here we go. Okay, and here is the moment that we're coming up to. And there, I can't say any more. That was just so graphic enough. I mean, you can replay it back if you want to see it, and he does start to do the drumming as he gets into position, but she only had one intention on her mind, and that was to eat him. And I was absolutely gutted. As you see the amount of blood that came out of him on the first bit, if I separated him, he would have died slowly, and she wouldn't have gone and finished him off because I'd have interrupted her. So I left them together. And I did try, and there's some footage I cut out here, but I did try and see if he was actually doing it, because you can see one pedipalp at the top right's twitching, I went around the back, and the other one is underneath by her abdomen, twitching away, but I couldn't see if there was an insertion in there at all. But I'm just hoping and cross fingers there was. But more than likely, this one's probably going to be a fail. But as you can see, that's graphic. It does happen in the wild. She could probably go for a couple of males before actually accepting one, but he just didn't seem to be doing the right things. And it is such a shame, because I was hoping for so much for these two. But another bit, I think this in total was an hour and 15, something like that. It took quite a bit of time to get to this stage, and where others, as soon as they're in there, they know there's a female there, they get into a certain routine. But this one just didn't, and she was just super aggressive. She was so fed up before this as well. But I hope that hasn't disturbed a few of you too much. But thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.